Welcome to Inside the Ivy on Sports Report Radio on the phone. This guy's a legend at Wrigley Field. I call him a legend. Wayne Messmer, welcome to Inside the Ivy on Sports Report Radio.
Well, I like that. Legend is a nice term. I'm happy to wear that.
Hey, Wayne,
I've been hanging around so long, you know.
Well, yeah, but let's talk a little bit about what you do with the Cubs and sports. I mean, everybody knows you for singing the national anthem, but you've had quite a career and a lifetime full of achievements. But let's talk about singing the national anthem and doing all the stuff with the Cubs, since this is Inside the Ivy.
Sure. Well, this would have been 36th year, and we were all set for opening day, and a nice schedule of games again this year, but things get in the way. So in the meantime, we'll wait it out. But I've been doing the Cubs since 1985, and it was on the other side of town in 82, 83, and 84. And I'm reminded of that on the south side. But what an honor it is, to walk out as many times as I have out at beautiful Wrigley Field and just stand there. And, there's nothing going on except the anthem when the anthem is going on. And that's a really cool thing.
I mean, Wayne, when you say that, it's chills run up my spine thinking that I've watched you sing the national anthem so many times, and I mean, it's such a great way. I mean, we as a country, we always start off with the national anthem, but to hear somebody like you, a true professional, do that and even talk about it is just such an incredible thing. And that's why we started this series Inside the Ivy, to kind of tell some stories, not just of the athletes, but the people behind the scenes that are such a part of what makes sports tick. And I mean, I call you a legend, and I think a lot of people would call you legend. Maybe you feel uncomfortable being called a legend, but I think fans think of you that way because you're just such an integral part of the Chicago Cubs in sports in general. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, does that make you uncomfortable sometimes to hear that?
Oh, no. Not at all. You think about the voices that have been around with the Cubs, Harry, Jack Brickhouse, a dear man, and, Vince Lloyd, Lou Boudreau, Ron Santo. I mean, guys who have been around for years and are no longer there. Pat Piper, the guy who 50-some years or 70 years, whatever the heck it was, as the PA announcer. But, I'm still there, and it's still pretty amazing even to me, because you go out there every year and hope that you can still, give it what it deserves. And the other day I was looking at some of my YouTube clips, and although I looked perhaps a lot younger, sounded pretty much the same. And I think that that's the mark of a professional, is to be able to go out there and hit the mark every time. They say an amateur practices until they get it right. A professional rehearses until they can't get it wrong. And that's kind of the attitude, because it's a theatrical thing. That's my background. You're only as good as your last performance.
So true. Wayne, what's it like? I mean, Wrigley Field, it can be hot, it can be cold. What does that do for your voice, and how is the training, your professional training, how do you adapt to those different climates and those different situations?
Probably the worst thing is the cold. Cold and damp is the worst. I have found that after all these years that if I keep my feet warm and dry, I'm okay. I could be standing in a sleet storm with short sleeves, but I got to keep my feet warm and dry. Because what it does, it constricts the muscles of your throat. And it's tough sometimes singing in the heat, too, when you're standing there and the sweat's running into your eyes, but, nobody cares. You know what I mean? That's your problem. And when you're handed the microphone, it is such an amazing responsibility. And I've had so many wonderful moments there, but probably the most, the most thrilling or inspirational would have been October 30th of 2016 for Game 5 of the World Series. To go out there and to do God Bless America and the national anthem with the world watching. it was, I think, one of those moments where what you are God gifted to do and requested to do meet in the same intersection. It's awesome.
Wayne, let's talk about that 2016 season. I mean, the Chicago Cubs, world champions. Some people went, generations of families that didn't get to see a World Series champion. How special is that for you to live that, knowing that you've been with the Cubs and known players and people, front office people, PA people, everybody there, that you're still there? How special was that for that World Series and just that whole season in 16, how it culminated in the World Series championship?
Well, I felt like one of those guys who outlived whatever it was. I mean, there certainly was never a curse. We just couldn't do it and didn't do it. Came close a couple times, but when all of a sudden it looked like this may actually happen. My wife, Kathleen, is an enormous fan and a wonderful singer as well. But, I remember at the celebration parade, and we're looking at each other and we're saying, this is really happening. It's like it wasn't a dream. And we're saying, if Holly, we're on the bus, the little trolley in the parade, and it's like, oh my God, if Hollywood would do a movie, they could not have possibly made it as grand as it was.
So true. I mean, that is such good insight, because the amount of people that were there. I mean, I forget. It was like the top 10 gatherings ever. I think it was something like that. It was just,
yeah.
I mean, to see that. But Wayne, let's talk about, besides what you do with the Cubs and other things with singing and stuff. I mean, you're an accomplished professional. You're a financial planner also. Is that correct? You have a side business that you do, or maybe the singing is a side business. I mean, but you do two really unique things. But what's it like as a professional? Doing what you're doing, then also having basically two careers?
Well, I'm one of these guys who has never listened to the advice of saying, being told, pick a lane. I don't know if you've ever heard that one.
Oh, yes.
Maybe, well, sorry. I don't want to apologize for the fact that I've been given an opportunity through the gifts, the God-given gifts that I was awarded, to be able to do a number of things. And I've kind of looked at it as, I'm sorry, you can't do more than one thing. I can. And I'd rather have 4 or 5 semis going down the highway instead of just trying to pick a lane. I mean, there's acting, there's radio. I've been doing broadcasting for 40 some years. Founding partner of the Chicago Wolves hockey team of the American Hockey League. And we're still doing that. And a lot of speaking, professional speaking, narration, voiceover, and then financial advising. We started a business, I guess it's about 17 years ago, and my partner and I, and it's done exceptionally well. So that kind of allows me to be silly in other ways and enjoy, whether it's a hobby or a business. I never really cross or never put a dividing line. I love every single thing that I do, and I think I try to bring my A game to wherever I am. There's a great philosophy that I think has worked for me, and it's I am less concerned about where I am and kind of laser focused on the fact that I am. Just like I'm in the present. Like right now you're the PA guy. Right now, okay, now you're the speaker. Now you're the singer. Now you're an actor. Now you're a financial guy. Well, good. Let's go. It's a fun way to go through life.
Oh, yeah. So you have all these different varied interests and stuff with different things. How does somebody contact you? I know maybe this is a shameless plug, but this is me doing this. But you have a talent, and there are people out there that listen to these interviews like I have. How does somebody contact Wayne Messmer to hire you or to contract with you, or how do they reach out to you typically?
The easiest way is through the ever popular website, just waynemessmer.com.
Well, that's easy.
That's it. It kind of, it lists who I am, what I do, and how to get a hold of me. And, I also am working on another book about finished with it. And it's stories, it's positive, it's something that I think we could really use now. And it will go in the library with my initial book, which is The Voice of Victory. And I hope that it does equally as well.
Yeah, when you get that done, we'll certainly have to do a quick interview to get that out so people can hear a little bit about that. But there's so many things to talk to you, Wayne, about, and I look forward to possibly doing this again sometime soon, because I try to keep everything right around 10 minutes or so for listening there. But if you're up for it, let's talk in a couple months. We can talk segment 2, talk about other things going on, and because there's, again, so many things to talk to you about, but just such a phenomenal guy. But I just can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us on Inside the Ivy. You've just been fantastic, and every time I hear your voice, I just smile, and I'm thinking, man, this guy is it. Cub season is here, and we hope we have Cub season soon. So that's what we can hope for.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully our paths will cross again soon. But we'll love to encore this, and when the time is right, we'll do it, Kyle.
Wayne, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stay safe, my friend. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.